What's up, everybody? Dracula Fitness here, www.draculafitness.com. And today, this is going to be a continuation of the how to fix your back / posture video. So, or series. It's going to be another part of series. So basically what this is I'm going to go over movement patterns quickly. So, I mentioned it in the other video that a movement pattern can lend itself to a muscular imbalance, but that's not what we're going to talk about. Is the actual what a movement pattern is in this video. So let's get to it. Movement pattern is basically an action that you have done repetitively that has gotten ingrained into your central nervous system. And all that means is that you've gotten used to doing something. Say I got this brush right here, and I'm used to brushing my hair with my right hand, or I'm brushing my teeth, or we're eating with a fork. Well, try doing it with the other opposite hand. You're gonna find it to be awkward and difficult, at times to do things, in a different way, So that's when it lends itself to the muscular system, and say you lifted incorrectly, and your body has gotten used to lifting incorrectly, or you say you're walking incorrectly, or because I know everybody that's watching does not spend a whole lot of time in the gym. Say you're walking incorrectly, or say I'm sitting incorrectly over a long period of time. Well, I may try to, fix my habit and, raise back up and sit correctly, but you're gonna probably notice that it's a lot more difficult to do that, and it's gonna take a lot more energy and a lot more thought to do that, because it's the opposite of what your body is normally used to doing, and that's why when getting involved into any type of new habits or anything, you want to make sure that the foundation is good. That's why it's always good to, even like if you get you want to start a fitness plan, say you want to start my plan or something, it's a good idea, even though a lot of people don't do it, to go on and go to the doctor and get checked out before you start switching things around and forming these new habits. And because your body has gotten used to the habits and the eating patterns and anything that you're currently doing, and it's gotten efficient at that. But when you start changing things up and your body's not used to it, that's when things can get hairy, because your foundation, you need to get checked out to make sure that your foundation is all right and your health is all right for you to create this different, or introduce this different type of stimulus, introduce this new action, this new way of eating or living or anything like that. And that's why I have a problem with these high school coaches. A lot of people say, oh, I got bad knees because I play high school ball, play college ball, I have bad knees. Well, the high school coaches and the middle school coaches, that's a lot of times where this starts, at least with men, that is, because they throw us into the field house, and they showed us the exercise a few times, and say this is how to do it, and then they just let us get stronger. And when there's not really, we haven't really learned the movement, but we're adding weight on, I think there should be like a graduation process. And if I was running it, it'd definitely be a graduation process to where, first you're going to get the pattern down. It doesn't take long. That's the thing. It doesn't take long to form a new pattern, but it takes a whole lot longer to fix that pattern that your body has gotten used to. So if you have that good foundation from the start, if you sit correctly from the start, if you eat correctly from the start, it's not a snowball effect. You know what I mean? Because maybe a lot of you have experienced this out there. If you've had one injury, say a knee injury or an ankle injury, it's like a snowball effect. Things just start snapping up everywhere because your foundation wasn't good from the start, and it just lends itself to future injuries. That's why I said in another video, like say you do a whole lot of bench pressing and you notice that you've gotten internally rotated shoulders. Basically your anterior delts or your front delts are taking over too much, and it's lending itself to thoracic kyphosis, you know what I mean? Which is basically, slumping of the back. And say that has happened, you want to make sure that you do the opposite, You want to just think of Newton's third law, for every action, there's an equal opposite reaction, So basically, think about whenever you start doing something. If I do this, think about the consequences. If I do this exercise, let's think about the consequences. Don't just think in one line or plane of motion. That's a different video altogether, planes of motion. We're going to get into that though. Just high learning. So basically, start from the top. I'm going to create more exercise videos. I'm going to create more videos on posture and everything else. And basically, think about the why, the when, the where. Why is this happening? Is it because this is acutely happening? Is it chronically happening? When, when did this occur? And where is it? And how can, you fix it and make sure that whatever you're doing is better? You know what I mean? So, for the change to happen, you understand? So, basically, and this may seem like I'm saying the same thing over again, or it's like basic information, but really it is basic information. You gotta understand that I know a lot of people out there not in the gym 24/7, and a lot of this stuff is just brought on by how you sleep, how you stand, how you walk, how you sit, because these are what takes up the bulk of our day. So it makes sense to change these things every day, and you're changing the patterns every day, and that's going to facilitate up all the way until where you can get right, and exercise correctly and live correctly, and and exercise can benefit you in this, because I always say corrective exercises, and I always talk about primal movement patterns. That's basically your squats, your deadlifts, your overhead presses, and those the basic exercises. Because what I want to do, you want to have go muscles. You don't want to have show muscles, right? Well, we want show muscles, but we also want the muscles to have some go in them. So basically, what I mean by that is I emphasize those exercises because those would mimic a lot of daily activities. Say I help move. Say you help somebody move, and say you have to pick up a couch. Well, if you've done the exercises correctly in the gym, it can help you pick up the couch in the most. When you go to pick up that couch, your body's gonna recognize the most advantageous movement pattern that it takes to pick up that couch. Rather than snapping your back up because you're not used to it. That's why I say anybody, even women and anybody else, like it's a good idea to. You may not want to get extremely strong. You don't want to get extremely bulky, but just do the movements over and over again. So when it comes to time to where you do have to pick something up off of the ground or put something overhead, your body will know how to do that efficiently. So you won't have an acute injury and let it be the snowball effect, and it just gets worse and worse and it starts being chronic. So basically, that's all I want to talk about. I'm going to get into some different videos. Stay tuned. I think this is going to help out a lot of people. And I know a lot of people out there don't necessarily go to the gym or have a lot of time for the gym, but think about the other things that I said. Do these things and try to fix your posture every day. And I'm going to get into other facets and exercises that you can do, to fix all these things, So, www.draculafitness.com. I am the best trainer for a reason. I said that for a reason, because I know all these things. I can be your coach. Till then, talk to you guys next.